where am I right now? What is the goal? What is the end goal? Quite a few years ago, I did lose a lot of weight. Obviously, I found it again. I think depression had something to do with that. You wouldn't think a small town mayor would be that stressful, but when you're open yourself up to the people and be more accessible to the people and actually want to make change, it becomes pretty stressful. And it was just something I had to give up, or it was probably going to kill me, because my blood pressure was, it was through the roof. There wasn't that turning point. Even after I was feeling better, after getting my thyroid back in order and the blood pressure and everything, there was still just something that was holding me back. And I was like, it has to be the opiates. That's the only thing I can think of that would still be it. And so after speaking with my doctor and my family, we decided to start tapering off of the opiates, and that's where I am right now. I was born with congenital scoliosis, and I have double curve, which the last time they checked, it was like one was 54 degrees, the other one was 47 degrees, which is considered severe. I was treated throughout my adolescent life with a back brace. Never had surgery on that. No rods or anything. I lived pretty much normal life. My mom was very protective at first, and I was going up like a little kiddie slide, and she freaked out, and then she realized I can't do this to my kid. So, the only pretty much restrictions I had was no contact sports, like football, which my school didn't have a football team anyways, even though I'm probably built like a football player, but it didn't. And even when I was 16, I hiked part of the Appalachian Trail, so I never really let it get me down. And I never really had much pain. Because of going to the AI DuPont clinic for scoliosis, I wanted to go into be an x-ray tech. So that's what I went to school for, and then I became a traveling x-ray tech, traveled all over the country, working in different hospitals, and I loved it. It was the best. It was one of the best jobs I've had. I was working in Columbus, and I was at a party, bent over to pick a CD up off the floor, pop, and immediately pain shooting down the legs, back pain. I still worked, started seeing the doctor, ended up I had herniated discs, and they think it was from lifting patients, which when you work in a hospital, they say always have someone help you lift. Well, if you work in a hospital, there's not always someone there to help you lift. So I think because of the curvature, it puts strain on the discs more so than someone with a straight spine. And so I have bulging discs, herniated discs. So I had surgery 3 months after I felt that pop and had a microdiscectomy. It worked, I was fine for about a month or so, and pain just started coming back again. Scar tissue came back, pinched off the nerves that the disc was pinching off. And there's really no way to get rid of scar tissue. So I had the injections, trying to relieve the pain. None of them worked. Actually, one of them caused me to lose bladder control for a couple days. So I'm kind of leery of those now. Then they said, we can do a spinal cord stimulator. Well, it was towards the beginning, not quite the beginning of these, but it was only one lead. Now they use like many leads. And it worked, but then I ended up having to keep turning it up and up and up as my body got used to it. And I had to have it up so high, it was kind of funny, my leg would just flop around. But it ended up, the lead moved, so it wasn't in the right place. So it's still in there, but it's not usable. So after that, then my pain just kept coming and coming, and eventually they started me on 10s of Oxycontin, 5 of Percocet, 3 times a day. Then just pretty much went from one doctor to the next, hoping to find the next best cure, and it never happened, and haven't worked as an x-ray tech ever since. And I just keep gradually upping my dose. The last I was on was 30 milligrams of Oxycontin twice a day, and I was on 10 milligrams of Percocet 3 to 4 times a day. While I was on the Oxycontin and Percocet, all these states started legalizing cannabis, and on my trips to states where it was legal, I would always get some and try it, and it helped with my pain. And so it was always in the back of my mind that maybe someday I can go off of these and use this that's natural and not addicting. I mean, unless you're addicted to the high, but it's not really as physical addicting nearly as opiates are. It was just, year after year of just being on these, it just takes a toll. No ambition, or not much ambition. There wasn't that turning point. Even after I was feeling better, after getting my thyroid back in order, and blood pressure and everything, there was still just something that was holding me back. And I was like, it has to be the opiates. That's the only thing I can think of that would still be it. And so after speaking with my doctor and my family, we decided to start tapering off of the opiates, and that's where I am right now. West Virginia passed a bill 2016.
We're here today to show basic compassion for those that our doctors are telling us this is a pathway to help those people.
Last year, or this year, 2017, the governor defunded it so that we don't know where it is. I mean, it's pretty much dead in the water as we know of right now. And that kind of coincided, like the session ended right around the time I started going off of my opiates. As that was happening, I was starting to bring in medical cannabis, even though it is illegal, but started bringing that in. And I decided, enough's enough. I'm going to tell my story. I'm going to be totally open. Wanted the okay from Mom and my wife. That I was going to publicly say that I'm a cannabis user. They're okay with it. Actually, my wife, Danielle, she's telling all kinds of people now that, I'm so proud of Joey's going off of his meds, but he's using medical cannabis in place of it. I figured if I do get arrested or whatever, I don't think there's a judge anywhere that's going to put me in jail. So, at least I hope not. I guess that's another story if that happens. Now, of course, when I was talking to the doctor, I was like, I want to use medical cannabis in place of the opiates. He's like, oh, that's fine. All we'll do is tear up the contract after you're done with the meds. And I'm thinking, he does know that I'm going to be using this while I'm going off. There's no way I'm doing it without it. And when I saw him just this week, he's like, so when are you going to start that? He's like, when you're done on these? I'm like, sure. And he just kind of looked. He's like, what, do you have a doctor who's prescribing it? I was like, no. I was like, I am getting medical grade stuff, but I was like, I don't think you need to know much more than that. So the least you know, the better. Things have been a little rough with this most recent decrease. I'm down almost half of the opiates I was taking before. So Lord willing, I'll be able to make it. I'm starting to feel a little bit normal again until the next time I go down. But hey, I would not have tried this without it. I need, for one, it takes care of a lot of the edginess that you feel. Even though I'm doing it slowly, I'm not doing it all at once, which a lot of people do. felt the need to do it a little bit at a time. I mean, of course, going off of them, you have your withdrawal symptoms. The first 3 days going down are horrible. Since I'm not doing it all at once, it's kind of like a mild flu. You get, sweaty and cold, and you just get jittery and feel like you want to crawl out of your skin. And then after the 3 days, then it's pretty much, I have bouts of insomnia. Went from 10 milligrams of Percocet down to 7.5s, three to four times a day. Then went down to 5 milligrams 3 times a day. And then started cutting back the Oxycontin. So I went from 30s to 20s twice a day. And then 20s to 10s, that's where I'm at now. I'm on 2 10s a day, 3 5 milligram Percocets a day. As of a week from now, I'll be on just Percocet. I'm a little more clear-headed. I'm more positive. I want to get healthy again, as healthy as I can be. But my next goal is to lose at least 100 pounds. I think that'll make a huge difference on my pain, for one. But I just have a better outlook. Even though I'm still on some opiates, I've just noticed a big difference. I've noticed I'm not nearly as depressed. It's like I'm sharper with my mind. My mom says I have a new sparkle in my eye, or whatever that means. But she notices a big difference. And, I guess it's the other people that notice the difference more than I would myself at this point. But 2 more months and I should be totally opiate free. So looking forward to that. I could not have done this without medical cannabis. There's no way. There were times that I wanted to just stop and start back on the opiates again because of how I was feeling. But I pushed through it, and it's because of medical cannabis that I was able to get through that. The Attorney General says, that good people don't smoke marijuana, which, one, I hate the term marijuana, but I'd like to actually meet him someday because I'd just like to call him an asshat to his face. I mean, it's ridiculous. There's so many good people out there that do use it daily, not just medically, but recreationally too. Going off opioids is my own decision, but I do support patients that use it. And Jeff Sessions is making it a lot harder for people to have the access to the opioids they may need, whether it be short-term or even semi-long-term. I mean, I was on them for over 13 years. That's extreme long-term. And it's not right for those patients to have a hard time getting the medicine that they need. I mean, they may not want to, if they're in a state that has medical cannabis, and use medical cannabis, or it might not be right for them. It's not right for everybody. I don't think there is a perfect solution except for let the patient and the doctor figure out what's best for the patient. Let them decide. It kind of pisses me off that the politicians in Washington think they know best, or even not just Washington, but also states, that they know best about what I need as a patient. It should be between me, my family, and my doctor. It should not be between me, Washington, and my doctor. Patients just need the right to choose, and government needs to get the hell out of the way. So, about 3 weeks ago to the day, I totally went off of all opiates. So, that means I have not had a single opiate in me for 3 weeks. Didn't leave my room for probably at least a week. Didn't leave my house for a week. Wasn't fun. It was rough. Made it through though. Still have, recovery to go, but well on my way. I feel great. It's amazing how much more clear I am in the head. I am not as depressed. I'm happy. I actually feel like my life has purpose again. I was in a pretty bad state for a while, but life's turning around. Lost 20 pounds. So I'm well on my way to becoming a healthier and happier me. All right. Good night, Facebook.